As we've started to experience the effects of global climate change, our relationships to our food and our supply chains are also changing. Our next honorees are showing how Latino and first-generation owned businesses can help us face these global challenges head-on and bring us closer to our planet. Let's learn more about our 2022 Entrepreneurship Award honorees, Alejandro Velez and Nikhil Arora.
We never sought out to create a garden company. That just was like a result of this deep curiosity and passion for just getting people to learn about where food came from. I was born in Medellin, Colombia, and when I was 10 years old, I moved to a tiny little town in Michigan called Paw Paw. I was the only Hispanic kid in the entire school. I was a town of 5,000 people. Always I come back to my roots of Medellin. It's a city with so much history, so much pain. At the time when I was living there, Pablo Escobar was the most powerful person in our country and one of the most powerful people in the world. And you were always 1 degree of separation from somebody in your family being impacted by the violence. And coming to the United States, being able to experience leaving your doors opened every single day, being able to ride your bike to school every single day, it created almost, and it sounds super cheesy, but this really is the land of opportunity.
I grew up in Southern California. My parents both immigrated from India, and so grew up as first generation Indian American. And I think looking back, one of the sparks for the entrepreneurial drive for me was just, I think, the hope. And I think also there was grew up around this kind of sense of connection to food, spirituality, coming out of the culture. And I think all that in the back of my mind kind of got me curious about what ultimately, got me interested in this was like growing our own food in an area and teaching people where food comes from and teaching them back, to reconnect with the land. And I think a lot of that was just part of kind of the culture that I grew up in with my parents and my grandparents. And I don't think I realized it, but all that was in, the back of my mind when we heard this fact in class and got me to raise my hand and say, I want to learn more. So we both met during our last semester at UC Berkeley. And the crazy thing is we were in the same classes, both undergrad business majors, the same classes for 4 years, and somehow never connected, never met. Last semester, we're in this business ethics class, and our professor was talking about sustainability and just rattling off a bunch of different ideas. And one of them, one sentence, is this idea that you can grow mushrooms on coffee grounds. We both ended up emailing our professor after class for more information. That's how we met, through this one sentence, one idea in a class, and totally changed our lives from there.
I think with the foundation that we had, the partnership that we had, we said, hey, let's give it a go, and started farming ourselves. So we would 5 a.m, collect coffee waste from Starbucks, bring it back, grow the mushrooms, hustle them at the farmers markets and Whole Foods, demo them at night. I mean, it was 16-hour days of farming.
Our transition from farming to gardening was really driven by our customers.
Being at farmers markets, talking to families, realizing like, hey, we can not just have a regional farm, but we can make a national, even global impact by letting families themselves do the farming at home. And that's how we created the first ever grow kit, which was our little mushroom kit, which you could put in any kitchen or classroom in America and grow mushrooms in 10 days. As we started with, one mushroom kit, now we have over 150 products in 12,000 stores, fastest growing, largest organic garden company in the United States. Yet it's all rooted on the same principles of getting every family to be curious, to learn about sustainability, how food comes from, getting people connected.
While gardening in and of itself may not solve the climate crisis, but what drives us so much that we think what is needed in this world more than anything else is that people to feel connected back to each other, connected back to their food, and connected back to the environment. Because until we have a generation that actually cares and is curious again about the land, nothing's gonna change. And that's what drives us. We know that if we can get every single kid in this country to garden, to grow something, to get their hands in the dirt, that's gonna set off light bulbs and sparks of curiosity about like, where else does that come from? Where does that come from? And that's the curiosity we need to rethink our entire ecosystem, entire business models. And that's gonna solve the climate crisis. And so we hope that our brand can be that spark of curiosity, that spark of wonder for a new generation to just feel connected again to the world around them.